All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here, of course, for Haikyuu, episode 8.
Yes.
He who is called Ace.
That's right.
The Ace, the one with the brown tuft of hair.
Yeah.
Center of his forehead.
The new character that is even shorter than Hinata.
The guardian of Karasuno.
Yes.
Yes.
So
he seems to be their defensive secret
Right.
character. Like he's a bad boy, and he's been like
Yeah.
out of the game for a
Yeah.
bit. Like he wasn't allowed to play.
delinquent.
Yeah, maybe his GPA is below a 2.0. You know?
Right. Yeah. So he's not allowed on.
Right.
That would actually be okay. That would be something cool as a way to basically bring conflict outside of just volleyball. They
Yeah.
could have there be something where it's like, hey guys, like my grades are low. I'm not going to be able to play unless I can, get
Exactly.
at least an A- on like the next.
And
test
then we have
or
a
something.
study episode where they help.
Exactly.
They help him, you know,
Yes.
pass the test or something
Yes.
like that. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. But him being a defensive player and being short doesn't fit. So am I missing
Yeah.
something? I guess we don't know all about volleyball enough to
Right.
have him
Well-
be, because if I think about it, if I had a short player who's very good at defense, I would want him on the back line,
Right.
and I would want him in the corners in particular
Sure.
to get those really powerful serves, like those really like hot, hard to hit serves. You know?
Okay.
And if you're low to the ground and you're short,
Right. He's probably super fast.
he's probably really fast. He's probably really precise. He
Right.
probably has perfect like coordination to where he
Yeah.
can,
I-
see how the ball is moving.
He probably can jump very well, but I hope they don't make it be something where he's like a bad boy version of Hinata that's like
I don't
further
think
along.
so.
I don't think
I
they're going
think
to do that.
Hinata is an offensive player.
Yeah, that's a great
and
point.
this guy is clearly a defensive player,
Sure.
given that he's the guardian.
Right. but that does beg the question of, since, he's a bit vertically challenged, how can he be called the guardian? Unless he can jump super high, or unless on the back line he's just
because
so good.
they just keep him in the back line.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. And that'll be interesting to see how they like show that.
That'll be interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this episode and see what happens. The Guardian of Karasuno.
This music too.
Should be thinking out loud,
We should just start calling him Edward Elric.
right? He's 2
Wow.
centimeters. He's 2
Wow.
centimeters shorter. That's true. Not really much at all. Noya.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those are their nicknames.
Sure.
Nishinoya.
そういえば初めてだったな2年の日野屋だ
My second year.
西野
お前ら1年かさっきのサーブのやつそこのでかくて目つきの悪い方お前どこ中だ
北川第一です
マジか強豪じゃねえか通りであのサーブか俺中
It's pretty enthusiastic. I like him.
第一で負けたぞその時も1個目にサーブすげえやつ
相変わらず
Noisy as ever.
西野屋さんはどこの中学なんですか
千鳥山だ
強豪じゃないですか
Oh,
なん
okay.
で
Oh.
やっぱり鵜飼監督の復帰を聞いて
Oh.
いや俺がカラスのに来
Why?
たのは
Why?
女子の制服が好みだった
Oh my god.
Wow.
あっちいだろうでもプレーはびっくりするくらい静か
Quiet.
Oh,
Ooh.
because he's so focused.
This slap.
The handprint, yeah.
Ooh, who's that?
I think they're talking about the coach.
あの根性なし
こらのや先輩をそんな風に言うんじゃ
Yeah.
ねえ
うるせえ根性なしや根性なしだ朝日さんが戻んないなら俺も戻んねえ
Whoa.
This could be a problem.
Whoa.
俺の仕事はただひたすらつなぐこと
Ah.
空はスパイカーたちの領域で俺はそこで戦えないけどつなげばつないでさえいればきっとエ
Wow.
ースが決めてくれる
Gotcha.
壁に跳ね返されたボールも今度こそつないでみせるから
Cool.
だからもう一
Nice.
回もう一回トスを呼んでくれエース
Oh. The person.
Yeah,
Not as the spiker.
Asahi.
Yeah.
西谷さん、リベロですよね。
A libero.
守備専門の。
That's his
西
position.
Yeah.
なんで俺がリベロだって思うちっちゃいからか
No.
レシーブがうまいから。
Yeah.
リベロってレシーブがうまいからやれるポジションでしょ。ですよね。
お前よく分かってんじゃねえか
あとキャプテンが西野屋さんの
The
こと
Guardian
God.
それ
He's all embarrassed.
But this is gonna be great because now he's gonna. Hinata's
He
gonna
really
have
said
to earn
that.
his respect and stuff.
そんなかっこいい名前で呼んだってな
Oh, you totally don't care.
ちくしょう大三名
俺まだレシーブ下手くそでバレーボールで一番大事なとこなのに
Yep.
だから教えてください西野屋先輩
Senpai, senpai,
He
senpai!
likes that.
Oh.
練習の後で
Like a proper
Positive
senpai.
reinforcement.
先輩だから
それじゃあ
でも部活に戻るわけじゃないからな俺に教えてやるだけだからな
Okay.
Alright, this is great.
No, but that's a step in the right direction.
さっと言ってスッとやってポンだよ
ダメだ本能で動く系のやつは何が何かさっぱりわからない
Even Suki's
や
confused.
なんとなくわかりましたけど
お前も同類だかんな
You belong to his species.
パッとかグワッとか
Ha, wah,
周りは
stuff.
さっぱりわかんねえから
西野屋先輩
うん
さっき言ってた朝日さんって誰ですか
Oh,
Yeah.
バカ不用意にその名を出すな
カラスノのエースだ一応な
エースちゃんとエー
Got
スが
big
いるん
shoes
だ
to fill.
Yep.
何ポカンとしてんだよ
俺エースになりたいんです
あ
お
エースその身長でいいなお前
Yes!
かっこいいから言ってんだよないいぞいいぞなれなれエースなれ
They understand each other.
That's great.
頼もしいじゃねえかでエース志望お前の特技は
Jumping.
Jumping.
レシーブはへったくそだけどよなんかあんだろ
お鳥
あ鳥
お鳥
なんでそんな自信なさげに言うんだ
エースとか守護神とかと比べてなんかパッとしないっていうか
呼び方なんて関係ねえだろ
I love this guy.
Yeah, he's
Nishinoya is
awesome.
fantastic.
誰かのスパイクが決まるなら
That's right. It's a team
お前のポ
effort.
ジションだって重要さは変わんね
どうか彼らに指導お願いします鵜飼君お願いします鵜飼君
断る
しつこくてすみませんでもあの子らの試合を見てもらえたらその理由も分かってもらえると思うんです
Good. Get that last word and then leave.
Make him wonder.
Yep.
本当に何と来たって俺は絶対
Yep.
に
Don't,
Yep,
don't listen to what he says. Just leave. Yep.
Yeah.
すが話すの久しぶりだな
Oh, this is Asahi.
戻ってきてくれ
really?
朝日
Yeah.
朝日
何
おらお前ら何してんの
頑張れ
Yeah.
一緒に頑張らないんですか俺エースになりたいから本物のエース生で見たいです
Oh.
How can you say no to those shining
え
eyes?
Right?
悪い俺はエースじゃないよ
Why not?
ある試合で朝日のスパイクは徹底的にブロックに止められてさあいつ人一倍責任を感じて
Ah, gotcha.
ゴールデンウィーク合宿
合宿
Okay.
Mm.
まだまだ練習が足りないですから
Yeah, that makes sense.
ゴールデンウィー
Yeah.
ク最終日なんだけど
Oh my gosh.
練習試合組めました
すげえ頼もしいなタケちゃん
相手はどこですか東京の古豪
Okay.
駒高校
Tokyo, the capital.
Yeah.
The cats.
猫
Neko.
猫
俺らの話聞いててよ前の監督同士がライバルでよく遠征に行
Just
ってたんだ
Neko. Yeah. Wow.
すみません俺練習試合出ません
西野屋
なあ
翔陽はいいやつだし、他の一年もクセ者揃いだけど面白そうなやつばっかりで、これからこのチームはなんかこういい感じにやっていくんだと思います
He's giving him the old "you don't need me" thing.
Right.
一人で勝てるわけないのにな。
Right.
俺はお前の命令を鮮明に覚えてるぞ。レシーブもトスもスパイクも全部俺がやればいい。
I love the shifting his hair to save
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Nice server.
Yeah.
は漏れなくなるはずなのに。
なんで一緒に練習したこともない俺が気になるの？
Keeps you matter to the other people.
Yeah.
声でけえよ。
面白いなお前ら。けど悪い。俺はね、高いブロック目の前にしてそれを打ち
Ooh,
抜くイメー
okay.
ジみたいなのが全然見えなくなっちゃったんだよ。必ずシャットアウトされるか、それにビビって自滅する自分が頭の中をよぎるんだ。
Wow, he's being very open about it. That's
Yeah.
very cool. He's a very humble guy.
生意気って思うかもですけど、
思わないよ。何？
それわかります。俺、
Yep.
背が低くて技術もないからブロックに捕まってばっかで。
That's right.
でも今はこいつのトスがあるからどんな高いブロックでもかわせます。ブロックが目の前からいなくなってネットの向こう側が
Oh, that's great. All the blockers vanish from sight.
Yeah.
その景色ちょっとわかる。
そんで一番高いとこでボールが手に当たってボールの重さがこう手にずしっとくる感じ大好きです。
それもよく知ってる。
Oh, he's getting to rekindle his little fire for the game inside of
今
him.
の俺には一人でブロックをぶち抜くタッパもパワーもないけど
But he's not alone.
Yeah, so Asahi has no reason
それよ
to,
りもっといっぱいのスパイク決めてきたんですよね。だからみんな朝日さんをエースって呼ぶんだ。
the
もう一
sounds.
本
Yep.
もう一本か
The shoes squeaking on the court.
Oh, he's gotta take a look. That kid can jump.
Yep.
ボールの重さがこう手にずしっとくる感じ
Ah.
大好きです。
I wanna cry. I can feel his his pain. Oh man. That
Wow.
was a fantastic episode.
That was so good, so heartfelt. I absolutely loved it.
And it's about passion.
Yes.
It's about how
Yes.
excited these guys are for their game, about how excited they are to be on a team.
Yep.
And Hinata's passion is bringing these people who are
Yep.
outliers
Yep.
together.
Yep.
It is getting their fire rekindled for the game.
Yep, because that's what passion does.
Oh,
Amazing. And okay, here's another thing to bring up.
Yeah.
So you know how in the past several episodes they've been consistently introducing characters, like one character
Yes.
per episode, at least
Right.
like hinting them at the end of it or something like that. They did that again here. And not only did they do that again here, but they were already getting into their internal conflicts and their struggles and you know those deeper feelings and stuff. Even though it's the very episode where they're being introduced. Like
Right. Yeah, the fact that he's
Bravo.
like, I can't get the feeling, I can't get the
Yep.
thought out of my head of being
Uh-huh.
so shut down and self-destructive
Yep.
in my head.
And-
like, that's so powerful
Oh, yeah.
because when you're a sports player...
Well, and it doesn't just have to be for sports either. It could be
Oh,
for anything.
anything. That's true. Very good
Yeah.
point, Jacob. If you're doing any kind of work and you feel yourself constantly getting shut down and then you turn to self-destructive thoughts within your head...
Yep.
You end up associating what was once a very exciting, passionate thing with
Yes.
those self-destructive thoughts, and then
Right.
you no longer want to do it.
Yep.
So all of them, you know, basically deduce the situation correctly for Asahi, but there was more to it than that. In that he was so close, or he is so close every second of every day of coming back. It's just a question of can he rekindle the fire that he lost. I know it sounds poetic, but it's...
But that
real.
really is true.
That's
have,
real. That's
have
a
you
thing.
had that kind of stuff like happen with Frisbee?
Oh, I've had that stuff happen with all kinds of things. Now that you
Yeah.
brought it up, it doesn't just happen to be Frisbee. But when I have a game that goes where I'm supposed to be handling, for instance, and handling is a more there's a more responsibility in that position. and the team plays a really impressive zone defense and they just shut you down, you are effectively cutting off 1/3 of the handling potential for your team, especially against the zone defense. You can feel like you just single-handedly lost your team the game because of that. And yeah, that hurts. That I did not want to handle for a long time after that game in particular. But it wasn't that I didn't want to. It was more of like I didn't want my team to have to deal with me being in the handling position in that respect. It's kind of a pride thing, actually.
Absolutely.
It kind of is saying, I don't want to bear the blame. I'd rather put it on someone else. But he's kind of trying to distance himself from the responsibility of even that by quitting the team and kind of lying and saying that, it's not, I don't really want to play anymore. And it is true that he doesn't want to play anymore, but it's also not true in that he just doesn't want the effects of that event to happen again.
I don't really play sports,
right?
But with writing, you absolutely get that.
Absolutely.
Like any of you writers that are trying to write and you have something like what Asahi's going through, that is absolutely normal. And I love that in this story they're showcasing that when you're in the thick of it, there's not really much of anything you can do. Not to take away power and from yourself, but you're in the thick of it. You're too close to the problem,
right?
And
a lot of times
you need someone from the outside to come back, or some outside force or whatever shake you up. Remind you why you loved this in the first place, why you can't get it out of your head.
Which is exactly what Hinata
does. And I love it so much because this is Hinata's like the epitome of the main character that cares, right?
Yes,
because
absolutely.
From a story perspective, he is not the one driving the plot,
no.
Right? Except in these specific cases where his passion and the very fact that he just wants to play volleyball.
Yeah, he wants to be on the court as long as possible.
Gets other people swept up in it too. And I love that. I love it so much.
And they showed different responses this episode, which is a cool duality thing. And then they had Nishinoya, who is a wild hurricane of being I can't wait to play. And then, Ozzy's not playing, I'm out of here. It's like, what? This guy's chaotic. He's all over the place. But I love that his passion carries him onto the field, but what keeps him on the field is actually the passion of other players.
Right.
So when he comes onto the field, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do awesome things. I'm gonna receive well, and I'm gonna get in the zone. It's gonna be great."
Yeah.
But when he sees that his passion is met with equal or greater passion from the other team members, he gets even more excited. But I don't think
I'll buy you 2 ice creams.
He trusts these new players yet enough to have them be a reason for him to come and stay. He needs the person that he's familiar with that passion, which is Asahi. But when he sees them in the training camp, even if Asahi doesn't go to this, he'll be like, I like the passion shown from these players here. This is pretty cool. Maybe I'll reconsider. And maybe he'll go to Asahi.
Sure.
And he'll be the one that actually brings him back, because he'll be like, no, you need to at least do it, because these players, they want to be on the field even more than you did back in the day. And he's like, whoa, even more than me? It's like, even more than you.
And the idea that, hey, because, this is how I could see him bringing it up, maybe in his own way, because he is a hurricane after all. But basically saying that, hey, you don't actually need to play with us for good or anything.
Right.
But we need to get you out of this funk where you're no longer afraid of volleyball.
Yeah.
Because I can't bear to see you taking the thing that you love so much and turn it into such a negative thing for you.
Sure. And also, if he's going to guidance counselors, that means he's probably in his third year transitioning potentially to university or something else. And if this is one of his passions and maybe his main passion, he should be carrying that over into the future aspects of his life, especially if he's really good at it.
And if he doesn't get this sort of resolved here, he probably won't
ever
resolve it.
Later in the future. This is a really real thing, though, because I can think of a lot of things where I had passion for a specific thing, and because I let myself get into a funk, I ended up killing the passion to where there were opportunities that I missed out on because the passion wasn't maintained into those times where the opportunity presented themselves.
Yep.
So holding on to passion is something that's really good, But I really do believe that you can't hold on to your passion alone.
Right.
And that's maybe why he's decided, in a little bit of a humbling way, to say, I know I'm my own worst enemy. He's like, I know that I'm the one that's making me not want to do it. I really don't care, though. He's like, it's still too much.
Yeah.
And it's a thing where Hinata, for a brief, few seconds there, was helping him remember what that feeling was like, to where he can even just be analytical about it and weigh the risk-reward of being like, I could have this happen again, but I could have these feelings again.
Right. Yeah. And I really love the way this is handled because for myself, specifically with writing, some of the biggest inspirations and motivations to be serious with writing is the times that I see people. Like, I had a writing teacher in a writing fiction class that I took, and it was like she was absolutely terrified of writing, because so many times she hadn't done the things that she had wanted to do. She hadn't written the book, she hadn't done all this stuff, and she wouldn't even, she had originally said that she wanted to do the class assignments alongside us to sort of give examples and things like that.
Right.
She wouldn't even do that. And it was it was one of those moments where it's just okay, I want to make sure that if I ever see people in those kinds of situations that if it is at all in my power to help them, I do.
Right.
And also that I keep that as a reminder for myself.
For yourself, exactly.
In those times when you do get in the funk, right? And you can't really see beyond yourself and outside of your circumstances, that you just gotta keep going.
You gotta keep moving forward.
Yeah.
One of the things that a show like Ruby keeps bringing up as a theme, because it was Monty's theme, is keep moving forward. And in this show in particular, we've seen already massive development for someone like Kageyama, who's acknowledged his own weaknesses. He's moving forward. He's left things behind. He's changing the way he actually acts because of this change. It's the passive effect of hanging around the right people. Right. And I would say that this show is definitely utilizing the law of attraction laws.
Oh,
and that
absolutely.
Hinata has spent years trying to basically utilize that law so that he can get to a place where he can play volleyball on a real team.
And he's
finally here.
Yeah.
And now that he's here, he doesn't know any other way or to do volleyball, so he is actively having the effects of that ripple out to the other teammates, like Kageyama.
Right.
Even even in a silly way, Suga, with kind of his lack of confidence and stuff. But now it's going over into Nishinoya and Asahi, and I can't wait for now all these players to get on the court and play together as a team and cheer each other on and just being friends and stuff like that. It's a feeling that is so connected to real life events with us that I'm almost at that place where I'm about to recommend a ton of people that I know to watch this show.
Yeah,
I haven't even finished the first half of the first season.
Right.
This is good stuff.
This is why people love sports and things. It's not actually because of the game, although it can be because of that too.
Yeah.
But that idea of camaraderie and teamwork and having each other's backs and bringing the best out of each other, that's what really makes us remember those moments.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I'm trying to work into my book, because I love it when you can do that so well, like they are doing in this story.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
There's so many repercussions in terms of what the reader experiences and you experience as creator, that it ends up being it's spurring on the modus operandi for you to go into doing other things as well.
Right.
Specifically in this episode, there was a lot of really great comedy, and I really like Nishinoya being that comedic source. But that scene where he calls him Nishinoya-Senpai, and he just he had a mini just orgasm of delight. He's oh my, I'm gonna buy you ice cream. I'm
gonna buy you 2 ice creams.
It's in a pear soda or something like that. That kind of stuff is great, because there's a very real thing that I actually think can be applied to life here, in that Hinata respects people
Yeah.
above and beyond, so because
Right.
because
Yes.
of the role that they have, and
well said. Yeah.
because of the place that they have, and I would say it's because he's not familiar enough with them. But I would say too often we get too familiar with certain people, and it's kind of like, in a positive way, it's like Tanaka and Nishinoya stepping onto the court
Right.
together. He's like, "Hey, Tanaka!" Or they
Yeah.
call each other their nicknames and stuff.
Right.
But the
Yes.
thing is when someone that is relatively a stranger, like an
Mm-hmm.
acquaintance, like Hinata, comes up to you and gives you that massive overdose of respect and affirmation and just good
and
stuff,
just encouragement.
It just
and, like,
it just fills into the
Oh,
cracks
yeah.
of your being, and you just go, "Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good."
Like,
and he's trying to keep it cool. He's like, "No, I'm not bragging. Like, that's not me. I mean, Ace and the Guardian got.
Does he really
Did he
call me
really
that?
say that?
Yeah.
Like, that's such a great response. 'Cause-
It's so good. Like, in
Yeah.
a lot of ways, Hinata is sort of the Speedwagon
Yes.
of this. Except the thing is, it's so, it's over the top, like Speedwagon, but it's so incredibly sincere.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
because-
even Nishinoya calls that out. He's like, stop saying that's so sincere. Like,
Right, yeah.
what the heck, man? Like,
And I love
make me
that
feel
because,
things.
like, I can remember on times when, like, say, like, you know, the writing was really getting me down. I was just like, crap, you know, this, why am I not doing better, you know? And then someone, like, that I haven't seen in a while, like, stops by, you know, I see them walking around and they're like, hey, how's the book going? You know, it's so great that you're doing this and all this. And it's just like, that just turned my whole day around. Like,
right, exactly.
yeah. So the fact that the main character's doing stuff like that, not just to one person, you know, like Speedwagon does, but
He
to
does it to all the players on the team.
everyone.
Yeah, in a way, he is the hype man of the team.
Yep.
But he is also the heart of the team. In
Absolutely.
That everyone's positivity is uplifted by Hinata's presence.
Yep.
And even though it's kind of the thing to say, well, everyone's relatively positive, you can see, though, that when this team gets onto a court and they start playing and Hinata gets positive, the team is going to perform better.
Yeah. Yep.
Everything's going to have this kind of subtle change where
Exactly.
the atmosphere of everything
Yep.
will start to shift.
And I'll bet. Okay, this might not happen because this is a very specific thing I'm going to predict right here.
Okay.
But I'm predicting that at some point they are going to be playing against a team, right, in a game or something, whether it's practice or legit.
Right.
And the team is going to comment and be like, why do you guys seem to be so happy? Maybe Hinata or maybe the whole team.
Right.
Why are you guys so happy while you're playing volleyball? This is a tough game. You should be serious. You
Right.
should, like what's going on? And
Yeah.
like, maybe that won't happen, but I would love to see that happen, and I could see it happening at least with Hinata, if not with the whole team, potentially.
That
Because he
would
does
be-
have that kind of effect.
That would make a lot of sense. I could see that definitely happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. I think with this episode, they've done a really good thing in what they've done in a couple of the previous episodes, where they set ahead like the next 3 episodes of potential story,
Right. Putting those little
within every
breadcrumbs
single
that they're
episode.
dropping in each
so
one.
you don't
yeah.
feel like there's a set of 3 episodes that's focused on a specific story. It's more like
Right.
it's kind of they each kind of
Yeah.
overlap.
Each
with
one,
story.
each one flows very well into the next,
Yes.
even though there isn't a super strong plot right now.
Yes, exactly.
Like that's one of the things that I generally don't like, even though it can be a really good thing in linear stories with like shows and stuff, because then it feels like you can't rewatch the show without rewatching the whole thing, right? Because you need to, like, they very much flow into the next one, and this is referencing the events in the previous one and all that, and this does that, but it's generally just with respect to the characters.
Yes.
And each episode will have its self-contained thing
Yes.
for the characters, while foreshadowing and building up the things to come, and referencing the development that's happened previously. So I can see this show having a ton
of rewatch
value
because it's character driven.
because it's character driven.
Yeah.
Even though if you think about it, how many games have they played in the whole show so far?
Like 2, and then
2?
the 3-on-3.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Technically, wasn't it just 1?
Well, no, because there was the one at the very
The
beginning.
one at the
of
very
first
beginning,
episode.
technically.
Yeah.
So 2,
Even though
and
that one
the
like
3-on-3.
just was like blitzed through, like they didn't show much of the
Right.
actual game. So like, wow.
Yeah. I love Hinata as a character. but I gotta say, in terms of introductions, the combination of Nishinoya and Asahi is fantastic.
Aggressive
I've noticed
character introductions to the max.
Yes, but I would say they've been introducing characters in pairs, kind of. And it's kind of a cool formula, and I would say this pair introduction was handled near perfectly.
Yeah, I can't think of. It was so.
It was so good. Like the Hinata introduction is very good.
Yes, very good.
But Kageyama, I think this is better than that as a combo.
Yeah, possibly because okay, here's some of the reasons why I love this one so much. One, with Noya, it is tied directly into Hinata with great parallels, and also the idea of Hinata has some big shoes to fill, right?
Right.
Which ties in also into Asahi.
Yes.
Then Asahi is tied to Noya, and by having both the characters introduced have a very strong bond, that is an incredible way to develop those two characters as they're brought in, just instantly.
Right. Instantly.
Because it's showing the things that they care about, not just volleyball, but also about each other.
Yep.
And then you can see Asahi and the way everyone else talks about him, and his own fears and things like that, and the way that he responds differently to all the people that go up to him, and that was incredible.
Right.
I would have expected that from the follow-up episode, maybe.
Right.
Where they introduce him and then they go into the stuff of oh, this is why he's not on the team. Please, come back to the team.
But did you notice how they mirrored this pair also with Hinata and Kageyama?
Yep, they totally did. It was,
In fact, Asahi's point of having this horrible moment in his past that kind of shattered the way he looked at the game and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Is very much a mirror of Kageyama's.
And they both have a title that they say, no, I'm not that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And because of that, they've changed, and not for the better. And with this comes the opportunity in the form of Hinata.
Yep.
Now coming to do this, but Kageyama is now looking at this from someone on the outside.
Yep.
And he gets to basically instigate the change for someone that's in a similar situation to him. He gets to say the words that he needed to hear at the moment when he was in the worst place, and now he's getting to pass it on. This chain reaction just is going to keep going and going.
And the fact that they can reference development that has already happened for a character and see a previous version of themselves in another character that's getting introduced by episode 8.
Episode 8, guys. In fact, when the development actually happened for Kageyama, it was not in episode 1, mind you.
Right.
It was in episode 3, kind of.
So the fact, or
4.
Any of you guys that want to take notes on how to make a great story, this is it, because they're making it completely character driven. There isn't a whole lot of plot happening right now, but they're doing it in such a way that it doesn't feel like there's a void because of it. Right? Holy crap. I
want to say that this show could be dissected very well for some really good notes of things, but I would say that the thing that makes it very easy to get into is everyone's motivations and desires and whys and things that give them their reason for being here is very clear. The ones that don't have it to be clear are there because they're not the main characters right now. Tsukishima and Yamaguchi right now, we don't know their whys.
Right.
But that's okay. We're not focusing on them yet. But
Yep.
as you focus on the characters, you do not waste any time with messing around with not telling their motivations.
As far as the real estate of the episodes that they're doing, because just 20 minutes, but how they're making it so character driven and touching on so many different characters in that amount of time and not making it feel rushed. Holy crap, this is incredible.
I'm having trouble really grasping the ramifications of this story just being in the sports genre, because I feel like this type of story could go in any story.
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
But the fact that it's in a sports genre, sports anime, makes it a little bit better.
Right, it probably makes it easier.
It makes it easier, but I would say this is just good storytelling.
Right.
Like,
yes.
this
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
a great sports anime. This is a great story.
This is a great story. Yep.
And
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
Haikyuu all the way.
Next episode.
Next episode. Yep. All right, guys. If you want to see the next episode right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. Get on early access. It also comes with Discord. And get on there. We'd love to chat with you about stories and stuff. All right. We'll see y'all later. But until then, Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
We'll see you all next time.